Well, I wanted to thank you for watching our YouTube channel, and for those of you supporting our efforts to produce these videos. Thank you, thank you. You are part of spreading the gospel around the world. If you're not a partner, prayerfully consider joining our efforts to help others the way you've been helped through the teachings. We can only imagine all the places God sends these videos once we post them online. But because it's filled with His Word, we know it's bringing light into dark places. Scan our QR code and give today. It's a decision that provides everlasting benefits to you and those waiting to see these messages.
This program is made possible by the partners of Joyce Meyer Ministries.
When the devil really attacks you, you need to tell him, you're going to be sorry you did this because God's going to get me through this, and I'm going to have some experience, and I'm going to use it to help other people. I'm Joyce Meyer. I've seen God's power transform my own life, and He will do it for you. Do you know that you can change your level of joy? And I can change my level of joy by simply learning to focus on what we do have rather than focusing on what we do not have. All right. Well, I'm upset. I expected you to invite me to your party and you didn't. Well, I'm upset. I expected you to call or come by and see me and you didn't. Well, is that your fault that you're upset, or is it my fault that you're upset? See, a lot of times we get upset at people because they don't do things that we expected them to do, and they didn't even know we expected them to. And this especially happens between men and women, because women expect husbands to do a lot of things that they just totally goes over their head. They just don't get it at all. You want them to understand you. Well, they're not ever going to. A man is not going to understand a woman, especially when she gets up and has one of those hormonal days. He doesn't have those days. He doesn't know what it's like. So I've finally trained Dave. I don't care if you understand or not. Just tell me you do. So now we have a new problem because he says, I understand. And I say, no, you don't. But you see, that's the way it is when a woman's like that. You're not going to make her happy no matter what you say. But she expects you to. Remember that. But it's really her expectation that's making her unhappy. Come on. Oh, the guys like that. When you talk like this, sometimes the women clap and sometimes the men clap. I don't know about you, but when I first heard this particular type of thing presented, that it's our expectations that make us unhappy, it really helped me a lot. Because I realized that a lot of times we're expecting people to do stuff and it's not even in their wheelhouse. Just because you would do something, you cannot expect somebody else to do that because they may not even be wired that way at all. So just a few realities. First reality, nobody and nothing is perfect. We say that, but then people go from church to church. They don't like this about their church, so they go to another one. Then they don't like something about that church, so they go to another one. And then they don't like that church, so they go to another one. Did it ever occur to you that maybe you're the thing you don't like at the church you're going to? This is a true story. A woman was getting married for the 7th time. And our pastor was doing the ceremony, and she went to him and said, Pastor, I need you to pray that this man will treat me right. And he said, well, you've been married 7 times, and you probably need to consider that you're the only common denominator in all 7 marriages. Oh. You know, we chase perfection when we're 20. But by the time you're a little bit older, you realize that it's just a myth. And you just deal with it. Real life is not perfect. Here's how you can be perfect. James 3:2. For we all stumble in many ways, but if anyone does not stumble in what he says, he's a perfect man. So when you can get to the point where you never make one mistake with your mouth, then you can plan on perfection. There's only one perfect thing, and it's Jesus. And the Bible says that when the perfect comes, the imperfect will pass away. Well, the perfect is referring to when Jesus returns again. And by the way, and this is the most interesting part, it's actually the imperfect things in our life that God uses to perfect us.